We're here.
We're here, we're all set up, and guess what? 1 minute to go. Hang with us.
Exactly. Get your drink, get ready. It's going to be so much fun. Overstate this and hide this. And here we are. Hello.
We're here. We're live on Facebook. Oh my goodness, look at this exciting image of us and us and us and us. It's like we're in the Matrix. This is wild. We've been implanted in your brain. Oh my goodness, it's so nice to see you all. I'm Elizabeth, and this is Ulli, and we are live on Facebook together today.
I know how excited it is. And we are not even, it's not just us. We are here with the most amazing people. We have the Pour More friends, and I'm looking at our elf Shelby, and she's getting ready. And here we go. Give everybody a wave. Hello.
So nice to see everybody. We're at Malcolm Yards Market. We are just a few blocks down from KSTP, and we're so excited to have people in person, and then all of you who are joining us on Facebook Live, on the Pour Moi Facebook page, and on the Twin Cities Live Facebook page. You'll be able to see the camera. We're going to get some questions from people here. We're going to do some giveaways, and we're going to talk winter skincare and holiday gifting. This is the most wonderful time of year.
It's going to be so fun. Apropos gifting, before we start everything, let's say hello to all our friends that are joining us online and unfortunately cannot be here. We have Constance, hello. We have Candace and Kathy and Phyllis. She is from Minnesota.
Good.
Yes. And here's South Carolina. Chris, hello. And we have Illinois, Caroline. Hello, Caroline. Yeah, we are getting to our numbers of 100 more friends that are coming in. It's such a fun day. And before we get started, I want to make sure everybody knows we have an amazing piece of vintage jewelry from Elizabeth's sister. That is just amazing. And I'm just going to make sure everybody knows the secret word. And the secret word is ornament. So if everybody already signed up here, get to your phones, go to pourmoreskincare.com and go to the secret word. It's on the website right on top, the secret word, and enter ornament. And I'm going to bring real quick in our Sarah, and she's actually our, making sure it is fair and everything else. Hello, Sarah. She's in Seattle.
Hi, everybody.
You know what? Because we had to take off the sound. This is not going to work. You can just only wave. But I can tell the rules. So Sarah, we're going to have at, I think, 7:15 Minnesota time. By then, it's the cutoff.
Okay, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And then there's going to be everybody who, put their email in will be running through a Google random number testing. So it's completely, and then Sarah's going to be telling us at around 7:30 who won the necklace. So it's a complete, unbiased. And I think you just showed it to everybody.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
I love it.
And I think it's $335 value.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's one of our most expensive one. And I wish everybody good luck. So hopefully everybody was able to get in.
Okay, this is so fun. So get in there, go to pourmoiskincare.com, and then you can enter the word ornament. You'll have just a few more minutes to do it. This is really sweet. Pour Moi says we look festive. Everyone looks festive here too in person. If you're not watching from Minnesota, you should know it's really freaking cold here. Okay, guys? It is so cold that the other day I had to bust out my Frosty Summit cream, which I did not use at all last year, you guys. That thing has been sealed up. And I did the cream finder, and I'm like, today's the day. This is it. So cold. So we're all very aware of the chilly weather here in the Twin Cities, but everyone's got their boots on, their cute puffer jackets, and we're out here for a good time.
Yes, it's definitely, you dress your skin like you dress yourself. And in the moment, we need a winter coat for our skin. But we thought, let's do some really fun questions so we can get everybody started with it. And question number one is, what's your beauty ritual after a snowball fight? So what is it, Elizabeth?
Oh my gosh, that has to be a mask, don't you think? And probably a sauna. Like maybe I take a sauna. You guys know the things I love equally in life is Form One Climate Smart Skincare and my sauna. Oh my gosh. And the mask. I will say the other night I did do a sauna after I was so cold. And then I did the rose mask. And it was the best feeling. And I love those masks so much. Those two, the rose and then the blue light, the botanical mask, I like to use those at night. And then the moisture burst masks I like to use in the morning.
All really fantastic advice. So I would say when you get hit by a snowball in your face and it's some count like, a little bit of a shock to your skin, the best thing is to, as you said, first clean your skin.
Good.
Because, snow can have, can be all kinds of dirt in the snow.
What if it's yellow?
Yeah, when it's yellow, do not, whoever does the fight with yellow snow, you're just not going to, communicate anymore. This is like the people when we say they should be cut off. Yeah. So I would say that, you exfoliate with the clarifying polish, making sure you get, it's a 3-in-1. It's a cleanser, it's a softener, it's an exfoliator, making sure your skin is clean. And then, yes, a mask is to pamper yourself, your skin, and take a little bit of the, stress. And we have the Polar Moisture Burst Mask, which is also fantastic to balance the skin back. It's the only mask because, everybody has so many masks at home, but the uniqueness is that it's the only mask that helps you to adapt to the weather. So in this case, when you're hit with a snowball, it's cold and dry, this is a great way to tell you you'll be okay. So anybody else has any kind of suggestions at home? Here in the room, we have Elf Didi helping us to bring the microphone. Yes. Anybody, any idea, any tip we forgot, like hot cocoa afterwards?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hot toddy.
Yes. Revenge. That's a very good one.
That's
yes.
good.
Yes.
I love it.
And we got a follow-up question.
Ooh.
How do you use the facialist too? And we have it actually here.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. There we go. That's a snug fit in the case.
Yes.
Okay, look at this.
Yeah.
All right. This thing is so beautiful. And I think this is such a good holiday gift idea. And I have been motivated by you because I have one. And then I'm like, I had just kind of got out of the habit of using it. But now that it's like cold and dark, it's just such a nice thing to do to kind of massage your skin. And I've been doing it a few nights a week and really it's helping with any kind of puffiness. It's just been so nice.
Well, you help your lymph system drain. So what's happening is any kind of stress the body goes through, you go from cold into warm inside, your body starts distributing the water within its system when it's running through your body, and it's putting too much to your head. And that's when it starts to look puffy and you look bloated sometimes.
Yeah.
And that is really your lymph system not working well. So this is just there's no way to use this wrongly. And with skin, we want to always go up, never go down, So you just massage whatever is most comfortable. You take that sign, and it's really to move up. You can feel right away the release. So you always at some point have too much, water or liquid in your skin. And so it's helping your skin to clean out, your drainage. And that's after the mask, your skin is soft, so you don't injure it. I always say be very, very careful with your skin. It's your protector, it's your barrier. Anything that seems harsh to your skin is never a smart idea, because the skin, the outer layer of the skin they are all dead skin cells. So when you go, and I know for a while it was like, oh, burn it off to get this, at your, cosmetic treatments by just burning off the surface. Well, what you're doing is now you're making your outer layer of the skin, you make it a little bit thinner. And as we age, our skin anyway gets thinner. So you're going to have more aging later on. You want to actually add skin layers to your skin. You want to have resilient skin, longevity. That's where the real results come in. And if you put your skin in harmony with the environment and you don't poke it and you don't burn it, then the skin will repair and renew itself. That's really that harmony you're looking for, because it does already the job itself.
Yeah.
It is made to constantly rebuild itself. And that's how you get extraordinary results. And I can literally promise it to everybody, because it's not the skincare that's doing it for you. It's your body, your skin, and everybody has that power to restore themselves.
And when she talks about that, that's the thing that I think resonates with me the most about Pour Moi Climate Smart Skincare, is just having that trust that your body knows what to do. This skincare is never trying to override your system. It's trying to support what your skin already does. And that is so important, I think, in terms of how we look at how we handle things inside our body and outside of our body. And it just totally makes sense. All right, we've got some other good questions here. Let's get to some others.
So here we have the next question. If I can only afford raindrops or sunlight, which is more important? That's a very good question. So, because they do two different things, I would say the raindrops would be my initial answer to it. Even they do something completely different. The raindrops is a probiotic that is the really first product that protects your skin from outside inside dryness. So, we have always been told to drink 8 glasses of water to keep healthy, hydrated skin. And that is true for your dermis. This is true for the skin that is inside your body. The outer layer of the skin, as I was saying, that part of the skin where cosmetic lives and the part that is visible, the skin barrier doesn't really allow hydration to be retained within your skin. So that's where moisturizers come in, and they build, film-like layers, moisture layers in your skin that slow down that transepidermal water loss. And when you have dry air outside, it literally pulls on you. And that's when you get excessive transepidermal water loss. And that's when you get a dry complexion. So what skincare does, it puts a moisture layer in there. That's why I said it's really like clothing. And so now oxidation is slowed down. That's when you get the anti-aging effect. And it holds that, it retains that moisture. And so your skin thinks, oh, it's a temperate day, where it's really a cold, dry day, but the retain, which is the optimal way for skin to renew and repair and replenish itself. So that's how it works. In high humidity, you do not want to have a thick layer, because you want to take advantage of that, additional hydration. So you use a complete different technology in cosmetics to help retain that moisture, because in humidity, the natural moisturizing factor, which is in our skin, moves up to make sure skin is waterproof, that high humidity becomes a problem for your skin. So what Pour Moi does is it creates very, very low, a very, very thin layer to make sure the lower skin layer of the upper epidermis is getting hydrated and not, because the natural moisturizing factor almost abandons it, making sure that the lower part of your skin is also hydrated. So the raindrops just work, during the day, you get some dryness from in and out. You want to have that raindrops, because hydration makes everything work. It's the number one in skincare is hydration. The raindrops is a vitamin D-like boost. And what we found in cosmetic is that vitamin D, does not bring any benefits into cosmetics. So all the clinical studies that have been done, they showed really good results with vitamin C, with vitamin E, with vitamin A, retinol, huge studies. They really have shown, success in skincare, in cosmetic application. Vitamin D, 0. So in Europe, they developed an active ingredient, which is derived from the chicory root, and it gives you a vitamin D-like boost. So what they found in clinical studies is that ingredient, when you topically apply it, will actually stimulate similar to the same results that you would get with vitamin D if the sun would hit your outer layer of the skin. So you can really put your immune system up. So the vitamin D, now where it's darker outside, and you have shorter days, you spend a lot of indoor time. I always say put 1 drop of the sunlight drops into it. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but hydration with cosmetic is, I would say, outranks. If you can only afford one, I would say the raindrops.
Okay. See, I told you she was genius level. It's all these amazing things. Okay, let's get to some more questions too. Oh, that makes sense that hydration is number 1. Thank you. Should we let Sarah go so she has such a pleasant resting face though?
Yeah.
Love you, Sarah.
Bye.
Sarah. Let her go for a minute. I love all the feedback too. This is a good one. Jennifer wants to know, will the scanning option ever include what serum to use or which drops to use? The cream finder, I think she's referring to. And the cream finder is genius. Have you guys used the cream finder? You can see it. It's this QR code that you scan on the top of the day creams that tell you which day cream you should be using for that day based on your zip code.
Yeah, you never get it wrong.
Right.
Every day you can scan and it tells you exactly what day cream to use. So you can in real time optimize your skin health and your longevity. So the serum and the hydrating balancer, you don't change seasonally. So even if it's, a mild day in cold winter and you have some humidity, you only change the day cream. The day cream is the one that you use to optimize. But if it's a dry season, which, is fall to winter is a dry season in Minneapolis. Winter to spring is a dry season. And then starting spring to summer, summer to fall, you have 2 seasons of humidity. So that's where you adjust, seasonally the hydrating balancer and the serum. But yes, we are building out the cream finder. We're actually adding on the drop finder, which will now tell you if there's wildfire smoke in the air or if it's, severe dryness today, more than usual. So you can add on the raindrops. It will tell you if you need, the smoke alarm drops for the wildfire or the sunlight drops, that the days are too short. But we are also changing it. And I don't know if I told you this, Elizabeth, we are working that it becomes your own journal of your skin journey. So sometimes, we all have our own journey. We spend more time indoors or we spend less time indoors. We travel. Some people travel more than others. Some people travel to Florida and they're in the humidity. Some people travel to Arizona as snowbirds and they are in a dry desert environment. So you can actually, the cream finder will start to have your face on it, and you can tap on it and say, I had some dryness today on my forehead. I did everything right, but for whatever reason, it created some dryness. So the cream finder will start learning about it.
Wow.
And if there is in the future similar conditions, it will start recommending and will, fine tune accordingly. So that the future is that, you're going to have it so perfect for you. It's going to be really personalization to exactly where you are and what your skin needs and hydration needs are.
Isn't that amazing? That's so incredible. And so for the newbies too, if you haven't used the products before, I think it's important to kind of understand the system that she's talking about. So, and again, the products are over there, so you'll be able to see them, but the hydrating balancer is the liquid moisturizer, and everything is based on texture. And so it's a 3-step system, but the day cream you rotate. So when you get the system, it's the hydrating balancer, which is a liquid moisturizer, which you can either like pour some on a little cotton pad or a reusable bamboo pad, or I just pour it right on my fingers and just kind of pat it all in. Ulli's very big on pat, pat, pat. Don't rub, 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 pat, pat, pat. This is what she'll do. She'll scold you if she sees you doing it. And then, then the serum. So then you're going to do a pump of the serum and pat, pat, pat. And then you figure out which day cream you're using based on the cream finder. And it'll tell you, like, today is a polar day, an average day is a temperate day. In the summer, we're going to use tropical. And so you'll start to learn seasonally which products you want to have out on your counter based on what that season is. And the day creams have a little locking mechanism. So like at the end of when I knew Sayonara Summer, I locked up my tropical, put it in my back stock of my products, and then it'll be ready to unlock and use. So you're not wasting products. It's not like you're throwing it away. And then what I do is I just shift the hydrating balancer when I run out, then I shift to the one that you need for the drier climate. So there's 2 hydrating balancers, one for humid, one for arid, and you switch those out seasonally. And then when she's talking about the drops, the weatherproof drops, the rain drops, the smoke alarm drops, and the sunlight drops, those are additions that you add 1 drop into your day cream. And that's where you can really customize to what's going on and what your day looks like. So if you're going to be out in the sun and you're going to be outside and you're going to see a lot of daylight, the sunlight drops probably aren't necessary. Now you're going to want to use a sunlight drop every single day. But the best place to start is the 4-product, the 3 system. And then I always tell people who ask me all the time, where do I start? I start with that, and then you start adding in different products. I mean, if you want to get the whole kit and caboodle, that's great too, but it's nice to kind of start, and then you can start adding different products in. So does that make sense? Because sometimes it's a little bit like, I promise you that once you kind of get into the groove, and my podcast co-host, Marjorie Punnett, like Marjorie had never used any skincare, and she's 60, and she was always very inconsistent about it. And she's like, okay, I don't know. She started using it, and now she's like, oh, it's totally intuitive. You just get into it, and it takes, my routine probably takes me a minute. Yeah. I mean, it's really, really quick. And the thing when Ulli's talking about the water and where the products are made, this means that it's luxury European skincare. The water amount is very small, so you don't want to like pump and pile it on. It's 1 pump. Like you have to restrain yourself, my friends, because I know you're gonna be like, I love this so much. I want to just like slather it all over, but that's not necessary. So that's kind of like the base info. Hopefully that sort of helps catch everybody up to speed.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Elizabeth. Really, really great. And our friend Becky, hi Becky, she has actually an excellent question. I found a couple unopened lotion that stayed expired 2023. Can I use, and will they be still effective? And yes, because once it comes to the end of this year, 23, and you have some of the products that have the expiration day end of 23, you have 1 more year to use them. So, once you open a Pour More day cream, it has 12 more months to go. So that's when we have this expiration date, like every European skincare, we have it on, which is also something the United States doesn't require to have on their skincare. So sometimes, it can sit for years on the shelf. With Pour More, that's never the case. So don't worry about the 23, Becky. It will be 100% pristine. You can go until the end of 24 with it.
So good.
Yes. And we have 1 more, which was a really good question about, let's just try to see if you can have it.
This is good.
Well, our body cream.
Yeah.
Yes, the body cream will make all the difference to your alligator feet.
What? She says my legs feel
Oh,
like
alligator
alligators.
legs. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and add some raindrops. Yeah, but you'll see, and you need, I wanted to show this real quick.
Yeah.
How little you need
Here,
from
let's
pour
make
more.
this big so
Yes.
everybody can see who's here too. Oh, and then we get the matrix look again. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a little.
See?
And the reason why I always say, spread it out and then you pat it in is when skincare starts to sink into your skin. I know it's not a popular word, absorbing, but it doesn't really absorb because it's not a drug. It sinks into your skin and creates that moisture layer. So when you tap it, you allow it to spread it out within your, in your lower levels and just create that film that you want, as gives you like a second skin. So you have now some protection from the oxidation, which that's why there's antioxidants in skincare. Oxidation, as you know, from all your fruits and vegetables, it breaks everything down, and that includes human skin. So by putting that second layer in there, you slow down the oxidation, and then you retain the moisture and allow your skin to do the magic, which is repairing and renewing itself.
Yeah. The body cream is so good too because it comes in a tube, which you guys can see over there. And
yes,
but
try
it is, you really don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. And what I love about it is that it really forms this film right away. And then you don't have to worry about putting clothes on right away. Like, when you you pile a bunch of lotion on and then you are fighting with your Spanx or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's emotional enough to try to get into a pair of Spanx. Like, add on like slippery lotion. I mean, it's just like, ugh. So I love how smooth it is. It just is like this just beautiful hydration right away. You don't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like anything. It's really great. So, and I love sometimes like a luxurious body oil or something like that. Like, I think that's fun, especially if I like do a sauna at night and then want to do the oil, but I only will do that at night. Because I don't want to mess with it during the day. And the day cream or the body cream just absorbs perfectly. So if you love that kind of, like ritual at night, I think go for it. And speaking of night, we should mention night is its own climate. So you want to use the night cream at night. So there's a specific night cream. When you're doing the day cream, again, it's hydrating balancer, the serum, and the day cream. And at night, it's just hydrating balancer, the serum, the night cream. So the first two steps are always the same. And then the third step switches out based on the weather of the day. And at night, it's always just the same night cream. You're not switching it out.
Yes. And actually, when it comes to skin, night is a climate by itself, because the reason why skin repairs itself mostly at night is not because we are asleep. Every organ is, of course, when we are resting, getting a boost. So it's not really the difference. The difference is that there is no sunlight. So when there's no sunlight, our body is so smart. That's when it takes down its defense, because we have our own sun protection built into skin. It just doesn't, with the sun being so much more aggressive today, it doesn't work. So when you are in the sun, you need to use SPF, or you need to be under an umbrella that has this SPF materials, because the sun is very, very dangerous. But we do have our own sun protection built into the skin. And because it doesn't need to focus on that defense at night, that's why biologically your skin is repairing itself mostly at night. So the Pour More Night Cream is developed to align with that repair process. We have, retinol in the product. We have vitamin C, we have vitamin E, we have all very high-end antioxidants and adaptogenic ingredients in the product that help which is really the shedding process. That's how skin renews itself. You help the natural process of letting the old go and bring out the new. And that is how brown spots disappear. That's how fine lines are disappearing. And then as you build back some skin layers, you are more resilient and longevity is working.
Yeah, that's huge. So and that's a question that Sherry asked. I'm not hearing anything about sunscreen. Does Pour Moi have a sunscreen? Pour Moi does not have a sunscreen. So they don't have sunscreen in them. And what I've learned so much about from Ulli is that, and I had no idea, but sunscreen, like the actual molecular, product, putting a sunscreen takes up a ton of space in the product. So if you're using like an all-in-one moisturizer that says it has, whatever kind of anti-aging, an anti-aging is let's call it an aging gracefully ingredient, that the sunscreen is actually taking up so much space in the product that you're not really getting effective amounts of the ingredients that you want to help your skin look its best. So you just want to layer on a sunscreen over. And so, with I always talk about, there's a skin tint serum from a company called Ulli that I really love that is like tinted. And so it has the sunscreen in it. And you also want to be intentional about your sunscreen use. So sunscreen doesn't last more than 2 hours on your skin.
That's the maximum. That's literally the maximum. So within an hour, it's 50% of its effectiveness is gone. So it's very temporary.
So we kind of have this false sense of security that you put sunscreen on and you're moisturized in the morning and you're covered all day. And that is why it's not working. So one thing that I've switched to that's really helped, that might help you guys to think about too, is I buy really small things of sunscreen and I just carry it with me in my bag. And so I don't, and like if I'm going to be out in the garden at 8 a.m., I'm not putting sunscreen on my face because the sun isn't even high enough to make a difference. I want to be out there and enjoying it. When it's that 10 to 3 time is when you want to be intentional about having sunscreen. And I just did this when I was in Arizona. I just then keep a little bottle, I put some on and I just pat it on my face and throughout the day. Because it's useless to put it on at 8 a.m. and then think that at 3 p.m.
Well, that depends of where you are. So skin actually has its own GPS. It knows exactly where you are. And depending on that, position where you are. So the sun, it's really the angle of how the sun rays come in. Yeah, exactly. In Minnesota, you're very lucky in the winter. As you said, you're going down in the morning in the gardening and you have strong skin and you don't feel any burns. You don't need, if you don't feel you need the sunscreen, then you don't have to put it on.
For 20 minutes.
And you are out for 20 minutes. Yeah. But if you're in Arizona and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, you're in a desert environment, you better put on your SPF 35 because it will immediately have an impact on your skin. And here's the thing. Our body is so smart, and women, I would say we're even a little bit more smarter than other ones.
Sorry, Frank.
So the intuitions, you have intuitions. You feel when something feels wrong. You're too long in the sun, you feel like sick. You do things that are not good for you. You can make a choice. You can either say, you know what, I'm going to slow down, or you're going to overcome the bad behavior and just, go for it. But we kind of know. So if the sun feels healthy to you, then that should be. I don't know if everybody knows here, but I worked for over 20 years with Olivia Newton-John. We had our own company together, and she is one of the most famous breast cancer thriver. She never called herself a survivor, but a thriver. And she believed in the same as you. Olivia would go out every day, 10 minutes in the morning, naked, but she had not crazy naked.
I don't do that, guys.
Because, it has a reason.
Yeah.
That when you get vitamin D, it's really the amount of skin that is exposed. Yeah. So you don't really get vitamin D if you are covered up. Mm-hmm. You have to have all your legs. You should have as little clothes on as possible. And she believed for a very long time. That she survived for so long was really building up her own immune system. I'm just saying that worked for her. It felt healthy to her.
Yeah.
And she would go out in the morning, have her tea or her coffee, and get that sunshine. And, in the moment you put SPF on, that also the vitamin D will not build because it is a block. You block the sunlight. So SPF has never been perfect. That's not what it is. It's a temporary solution. You should stay out of the really bad sun.
Yes.
There is no SPF that protects you, when it's unhealthy. But SPF is important. That is definitely, when you are out in the afternoon, as you're saying, you are in Arizona or you are in Florida, you are out on the water because you have these beautiful lakes. Don't forget, the water is reflecting.
Ski hills.
It's double in that moment you are on the boat. So never be on the boat, and use the sunscreen. And as I said, it doesn't matter what ethnicity, gender, age you are, because the skin that you're looking at is always new because it rebuilds itself. So you don't have the same skin as when you were even 2 months ago. It's all new. And it's dead skin cells. So it's really human skin cells. So you need that SPF to block, to not go deeper into your skin, literally regardless, as I said, of age, ethnicity, gender. If you have darker skin, lighter skin, these are all theories, but it works the same for all humans.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, if you want to go out buck naked in your yard, I think you should do that. But I live in a densely populated area, so I'm like, just ease up on the. When I feed my chickens, my neighbors would really be in for a treat or a trauma, depending on how you're going to look at it, depending on how things are going. Okay, we should make sure too that we get some questions. If anybody has any questions here, if you guys have any. Oh, Dee Dee has a question. You got to ask it in the mic. Yeah. Is it working? No, we'll try to get it. No, not quite yet. That one's a tricky one. I just want you guys to know a secret in television. The microphone is always the problem. You know how like at your home, your technology, the printer is always the problem? That is how the microphone is in television.
So the other side of the coin is my microphone.
No, it's not.
The other side of the coin is not getting the sunlight. And so I'm looking at the sunlight drop because I live in New York City and I've been, I had some blood work done a while back and I have low vitamin D. So this is the other side of going out naked and getting sunlight because I do cover up a lot in New York and this has a vitamin D like blue. So
Yes, but the vitamin D for your, that's inside your body for the living cells works a little bit different than the vitamin D for the outer layer of the skin. So the outer layer of the skin have repair functions that the vitamin D gives you. When you don't have enough vitamin D in your outer layer of the skin, that are just not happening as they should. And that's when you get that dull skin. I don't know if you have seen that in the winter, that your skin starts to become like a grayish complexion.
Yeah.
And this is all about the outer layer of the skin, not your skin health, deep inside your skin and the dermis. It's the appearance of your complexion. That's because it doesn't have enough vitamin D. The natural moisturizing factor is made out of 26 different ingredients. One of them is vitamin D, and it's just not enough that it's creating. What we found in clinical studies in the cosmetic industry is that vitamin D, if you just put vitamin D as a topical, it absorbs in some ways, if it's done with the right delivery system, into your body. And as Dee Dee was saying, it helps you build up your immune system, and it does all the good things for vitamin D inside your body, like a supplement, but it does nothing for your complexion, for your outer layer of the skin, for the barrier. So what this chicory root active ingredients, which is very famous and has huge clinical studies behind it, it gives the outer layer of the skin a vitamin D-like boost. So it stimulates the same kind of repair within the natural moisturizing factor that real vitamin D would do. So it's just giving it a boost.
Good stuff. That's the one that I really credit for, like the glow, the sunlight drop. Adding that gives you kind of like that, not, just that little bit of dewy glow, but not like excessively dewy, just the right amount of dew. Oh, Teresa wants to know, she's demanding, why don't you sell a daily cleanser? Teresa, you and me both, we would like to know, because I would like all the products. Is that going to be happening at some point?
Well, we are working on a cleansing line that will be very innovative and very different what is on the market. We just didn't want to come out with another gentle cleanser that every other company has, because there's already so many products on the market. And don't forget, the cleanser is a very temporary product. You just cleanse your face, you wash it off. So, I always tell everybody, go to the supermarket, buy a gentle cleanser for a few dollars that will do the job for you. But make sure to rotate the clarifying polish, which is really a special product. It's a 3-in-1. It's a cleanser, it's a softener, it's an exfoliator. It's a 3-in-1. And it will really change how your skin looks and feels. It is that extraordinary. So in the winter, use it 1 to 2 times a week. In the summer, 2 to 3 times a week, just because the humidity clogs the pores more. And that will, any kind of cleanser you use, it will take over itself. So you don't have to, spend a lot of money on a cleanser. And we didn't want to come out and just, everything that Pour is developing that we put on the market will be products that have not existed before, that are really innovative, different. They are not your whitelisting where the same stuff is in this, just a different name and a different price point. They're literally uniquely made. They are tested, found effective and safe to use, and we put them in the market and they really have results. That's why our brand colors are black and white. It either works or it doesn't. We don't believe in gray.
Yeah, that's so good. Does anybody else have any questions here? Yeah.
Will the black diamond serum be coming back, or is it switched permanently to the white serum?
She's asking about the black serum. Is it coming back? What's happening to it?
That's a very good question. And yes, it is coming back. We are just, that's when it is premium skincare. I was always explaining this is the difference to American manufacturing and European premium manufacturing. In Europe, once the product is done, it's made, it's called a batch. You have you get to fill 10,000 units. In America, the law is that you can immediately fill it and then you ship it out. So it's very fast turnaround and you get it on the shelves. In Europe, there's different levels. You can be a mass product, mid-market, or prestige. When you're prestige, you get constantly, the government comes in and, because you put it on the bottle. So if you are manufactured at a prestige manufacturer like Pour is, they have to take a sample out of that batch. That has to stand for another 3 weeks to see if any kind of bacteria is growing, because even if everything is done, of course, in a white room where people look like astronauts when they go in, just to make sure there's no contamination. But, it can still happen. So it goes 3 weeks through it. Then you fill all the bottles. Then it has to stand for another 3 weeks. Then randomly, the bottles are tested. They take out about 50 from different, and then they are tested. So very, very rarely a bacteria is found, which is found when we tried to redo the black serum. They found a bacteria, which everything had to be thrown away. We had to order new packaging. Everything has to be done again. So I can guarantee you that Pour has absolutely no bacteria in it, which is the #1 cause in America for why you have breakouts, and you have it's just too much bacteria to start out in the products. So I was always saying that clean beauty movement, what the movement should have been, manufacturing standards that have to come in, that there's no benzene in the products, the way of how you clean things, that there's no bacteria in the products, because again, your cosmetics are no drugs. The United States have the most toughest drug laws in the world. So anything is immediately becoming a drug. Europe needed much more regulation for cosmetics because it has lean drug laws. So it was never compared apples with apples. It was apples and oranges.
Got it.
And so in the United States, the ingredients that are in there, they are not allowed to actually ever penetrate to your living cells. So even if you have a retinol in cosmetics and your doctor is giving you a prescription for retinol too, it's two very different ways of how the product is used. In cosmetic, it's not used as a drug. So it does something very different. So you can use it during daylight, which when you have retinol from a doctor, you have to use it at night because it does something completely different. A lot of ingredients come out of medicine that are BS. They just make them in such big molecule size, so they never penetrate, and it's really a marketing story, nothing else. So it's the manufacturing process that is so much better in Europe and so much more regulated in Europe, and needs to be better in the United States. Has to have much more oversight. That's not the ingredients. It's literally the manufacturing process and building in. Where you have to be responsible and, have to test for bacteria. And if there is bacteria, you're going to have to start again. That's why we are waiting. So you can use the white serum. We are actually bringing up now a SKU, a product, which will be the same price as the black serum. And it will be the white serum and the raindrops, because when you mix them together, you get that additional hydration that you have with the black serum. So you get through it until we have 100% pristine product, and we will put it then back on the market.
So that batch testing she was talking about, and do you guys remember when there was that big sunscreen recall with all of that sunscreen and that was Neutrogena, it was all these different, and they are not batch testing. So that's why it was so many products. You would have caught that early, that there was it was benzene in there, right? Was it benzene? Yeah. So that's what was in there. You would catch it, but instead it goes out to all these people and they're using it. So I think, when you talk about I make a lot of intentional choices about, what I eat, what products I use, all those different things. This is a big part of that, because Ulli is not only is she adhering to the EU standards, which are important, but she is so transparent about every single thing, like more transparent than anyone I've ever met that owns any sort of cosmetic company. It's the best. So that's something that's important to me. I think that's important for everybody.
Yeah, and we tell you who our manufacturer is. You find it on the website. You can Google them, look them up yourself. You can see how many certification from ISO and everything else they have there. They're having, 12 employees just who have to go constantly through the testing, because in Europe, the standard is so high for prestige skincare that they are constantly having somebody in making sure that they actually really do the batch testing and all of it. So it's very enforced, and it's also over 100 years in business. So it's very, very well known, very well respected. But I always say, if you cannot tell you who manufactures and where it's come from, then that is the most important part, because that's the quality of the product. We can talk day and night about a product, but if you don't know where its origins from and who actually really makes it, then there is already some kind of a disconnect. In today's world, I think we should share all this information.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, any other questions in here? Yes, you have one.
Your nighttime routine, do you add the drops to the night cream?
Oh, she's asking if you add the weatherproof drops to the night cream. Do you want to know the answer? No.
Yes, but theoretically you could, if you feel dehydrated, try the night cream before because it's really made to, align with the process at night. So here's something that was always wrong that we learned. At night your skin feels drier, but that's on purpose because skin is shedding. And to shed off, it has to be a little bit drier. Otherwise, they glue together the skin cells and they cannot move. So even, a human loses as much skin as a snake. It's just that we are not shedding in one piece. We're shedding in 1,000, invisible for the eye. We always have a cloud around us.
Yeah, wash your
And then-
sheets,
yeah.
guys. Wash your sheets.
Yeah. Yeah, all the dust you have in the house,
Wash it.
90% it's you and your dog. Yes. No, that's really, really actually true.
I
Yeah.
believe you.
Yeah. So you want to have your skin. And so this is the natural shedding process that we are talking about. For a long time, cosmetic didn't understand it. People felt, dry at night. So moisturizer came out, a rich night cream. That's what you want to do. And then, today we understand it's actually counterproductive. It doesn't help your skin to get better. So don't put the raindrops in during the night and see if the night cream starts doing the job with the hydrating balancer and the serum before. And then if you still feel, too much dryness, because in the morning you should wake up and saying, wow, my skin looks great. And, if you don't have that effect, then maybe, the heating is too much in the house, you don't want to, sleep
have a
too
fan.
hot. There's a lot of other things that are happening.
Yeah, that's a really good question. But that's one thing when she talks about you should wake up and your skin should just feel great. That's been the biggest shift for me in using these products for 3 years is just, I no longer feel like, oh, when it gets when it's summer, my skin is oily, or when it's winter, my skin is dry. It just is my skin. So, it's like if you dress well, I think it's cutting out a little bit. Microphones, I'm telling you, they're like printers. So you want to pick it up and you want to throw it on the ground like half the time. But your skin just is, and that is so great. It's just like if you're dressed well and you go outside, you feel great. If you're not dressed well and it's cold, you feel not great, or vice versa. You feel uncomfortable. You're feeling like, ugh. And that's how your skin feels when it's not dressed for the different, environment that it's encountering.
Yes. And I always love what Elizabeth is also saying to everybody. We are talking about cosmetics. So it can solve all the problems because it's not a drug. It is by regulation not allowed to treat anything. Even people make you believe it's not. It's literally not a drug. So, you have a lot going on with your hormones. You have stress levels. What you eat. There's so many things that affect the skin that comes from inside out that you really do not have a lot of control with cosmetics about it, regardless what people tell you. Because again, regulation, it can't. What Pour More is really doing it's starting to protect you from outside in, which is the environment, which is 90% of signs of aging. You cannot really see, you don't see your bones aging, you cannot see your dermis aging. It's the complexion, it's the surface. And that's where cosmetic can do a lot. It can really put that, additional moisture layer. And that layer is like your clothing. It's thicker when it's cold and dry. It's lighter when it is, high humidity. It goes into different levels to help the natural moisturizer that moves up and down. So it smartly adjusts to it, how your skin adapts to environment. And that's it. And from there on, you really feel your skin health optimized. And healthy skin is beautiful skin.
So true. Because it's already 8 o'clock. Look how
Yeah.
fast this goes. This is what happens to us every time we do these.
I know,
Like,
it's so
shoot.
much fun.
All right.
Let's see who won the
Oh
beautiful.
my gosh, we're gonna
Yes.
find out who won the necklace. It could be someone here. It could be someone watching on Facebook.
And Sarah, you almost have to hold up the name and write it because, they had to turn off see, that's why we work so well together.
I
It's
know.
one mind.
She's so good. Carla Becker from Rochester.
Congratulations, Clara.
I don't think Carla's here. I think she is elsewhere. So Carla, we will send that to you in Rochester.
Let's see
And
if
Sarah will be in contact. She can get your info and she'll get your address and then we'll send it out, which is very, very exciting. She gets the ornament, take the little necklace home. I'm kind of jealous. I really love this thing. These go fast. These are from the Emerald Carat is if you're looking at this and wondering what that is, my sister has a vintage jewelry business. It's only on Instagram. It's called the Emerald Carat, K-A-R-A-T.
so let's make
She rescues these beautiful vintage pieces. And so Ulli is a big fan of my sister. And of course I am too. And so we pick out a different piece for each one of our Facebook Lives to give away. We try to theme it around the seasons. This one was an ornament for the holidays, but you can follow her on Instagram if you are interested. And I wear a lot of her. These earrings are from Jenny.
Yes.
Have all sorts of fun things.
And I wanted to show how long the necklace actually is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, you
Maybe
take
I
this.
hold it and
Yeah.
give it to Elizabeth.
Oh, there it is.
Here we go. Look at this. It's really stunning.
So pretty.
Yeah. So congratulations, and make sure you write us right away. And Elizabeth is keeping it here. She will actually,
Keep
Twin Cities Live will send it out.
Rachel will take it.
And we
Yeah.
are so,
See it on the show.
yes, and see everybody. Yes. Congratulations, Carla. And see if Carla already said something. We saw her here.
Oh, she was there.
No, not right now.
We'll give that away.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody have anything else? Any other questions? And Uli's going to be here too. Oh, look, we got a couple. Just
Last
spell it out
question.
and I'll repeat it.
Notice, I don't know if maybe I'm putting too much on it, but I'll do my brief step and my weather. And then I go to start putting makeup on, and I put a little, like pore kind of, on my nose. And when I do that, I see like it's like a little bit of white is coming up. Am I not waiting for that, moisturizer and stuff to
She's asking about getting like a little bit of pilling from a product that she's using after the Pour Moi system.
And that is the build-up. You're right. You're using a little bit too much. As I said, it really is film-like forming. So it really gives you this. And don't put, like you're using now 3 products. So you really need very, very little. It lasts you a long time. And the sunlight drops, they are having a little bit of radiance in it. So when you put them on, they need to be worked in a little bit more into the skin, and it gives you the glow as well. So they have a little bit of a cosmetic effect with it as well to help with the dullness. So you don't have to wear makeup every day. I never really do wear makeup other than I'm, going on the show or I'm in a, event, but most when we go to the office, most people don't, in our office doesn't have makeup on. And so the raindrops give you a little bit of a glow right away too. And if it's not worked in right away, it can also kind of, give you a little bit of, staying on top of the skin. But less is more with Pour Moi. It's already water conscious formula, so we're using less of the water to make sure we are preserving it. Drinking water, pristine water is a resource we want to respect. And the truth is that you do not need that much water in your skin, because what Pour More does is it has hydration actives, and so it's pulling water from the atmosphere into your skin, as well that normal transepidermal water loss that every living organism has, humans, plants, animals. Everybody has to drink water every day. We can go without food, but we cannot really go without water. It's because we have to replenish it. That's literally the cosmos that is pulling, and gravity is holding us on the planet. That's how our atmosphere works. And so as the cosmos moves out, we are all connected to everything, moves out that water, as I was saying, naturally your skin is not really well equipped, the outer layer, to retain that hydration. So that's what Pour More does. It also captures and retains the water that flows through your system out and what comes in. So we have multi molecule size hydration actives in the products that are working as a humectant, which means they are pulling water into your skin, but it's just so fine molecules that you don't ever see it with your eyes, but they are adding hydration to your skin. So that's why you don't need a lot of water in the products.
I also just wait a minute before, not even a minute, I mean, a minute is long, but between putting the serum on and the day cream on, and just let that serum like soak in for a second. I don't find that with the hydrating balancer to the serum. I think that's pretty like doop, doop, and then just wait like a second. I don't know, do something, jump around a little bit. Do a,
You said that you like to yourself.
all the drops. Yeah, I like all the drops.
And so I've enjoyed the sunlight.
Yep.
Raindrops. And
Sunlight.
maybe that's too much.
I mean, do a little bit of a drop. Yeah, a little drop. And then a little bit less of the day cream too. I think you're right, because you get a lot of product. You had a question over here.
But you have to work in the
Work 'em in.
sunlight drop.
Work 'em in.
I think the white is the radiant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you have a question. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, how about your neck?
Yes. You always go up with your neck. And then I always, your day creams should be, should go on your neck and on your face all the time. All the products. And then you use the facialist to even help it to go more up. But it's really, and then, there's I saw it on Good Morning America about padding.
Yeah.
And, there were for a while, there were these machines out that you could buy, Sonic Care and all of them.
Yeah.
And, they had to close down the company because it was literally so bad for your
Do you
skin.
remember those brushes? that
Yeah,
you
they're
push it
very,
and it
very,
was like
you
a
use
whole
it
thing?
daily and you literally are, you're destroying completely your skin. Again, when you go to your beauticians and you used it once every quarter or once a month when you got a facial, it was okay. Once they launched it in the market for everyday use, people got for a very short time great results, but then, they literally were taking off their skin every day. And it started to, I think they had so many lawsuits and everything else. So that's the reason why you don't see them really on the market anymore. You have in between some companies trying to sell them. Do not buy them. They are really dangerous for your skin. And so that the padding and then the stroking, your skin follows. It's you signaling all this energy that we have. We are our cells are all a electric field with it. So when you don't really need any crazy apparatus to do it. You just need to love your skin. And then it loves you back. That's how simple it really is.
So good. Any other questions? Didi has a question. Yeah.
And that seems like kind of a plan, but I actually had to travel back and forth from Texas to New York all the time. My favorite was the tropical, but then I was back in New York. I was using if you compare them on your skin, the different weight of both of them and I'm a big fan of tropical, and my skin was very sensitive. Always wanted to use that, and then when I would go back to work, it's like, okay, I still want to use the tropical. But then I was told you can feel the difference, and you can feel the molecular difference in how things are made, and that kind of sold me to like to the 3-step and not just use the day cream. So that was a big difference for me, just actually feeling the difference between the weight of the two.
Yeah, that's a fun little experiment to just pump a little bit and then test, see what the difference, you know, you can tell the viscosity.
Yeah.
I had to, take care of my dad for a couple of years. He was getting older in Texas, and I didn't want to be, so I spent a lot of time down there. And I was like, okay, tropical is perfect. And I was back in New York, I still went to use tropical. But it was cold and the environment was different. So
Yeah.
that was just my
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's really interesting when it's a complete new take to skincare. And I think we're coming to the end. We always do for our online audience some giveaways. So this time we have our stocking stuffers for everybody who was, joining us here on Facebook. Everybody who came got a goodie bag. And so we have to come up with a question, and the first 10 right answers will all get exactly that stocking stuffer full-size day cream that they want. So Elizabeth, Elizabeth has a question. Here we go.
I thought of one, okay. All right, what's the name of the day cream that I had to pull out the other day on a very cold day that I said I didn't need at all last winter in Minnesota?
Tricky.
These guys want to play. These guys, you have to type it in the comments. What's it called?
One has it already.
One has it. We'll see if other ones come up. I know this is tricky. This is a deep dive. This is like the bonus track, but it was the one that it was really, really cold. And frankly, I'd kind of forgotten it existed last year because we had such a mild winter. Then guess what? Lo and behold, I needed it. And I had to run to my stash and get it out. Look, they're coming. Oh, see, some people are just coming up with other random names that might be good for a future product.
I like the cold drop.
Which is sort of fun. If you guys, can you guys see some of those comments popping up? You all
Yes.
can see them popping up.
Yeah.
So they are getting it. And the first 10 people are going to receive what, Ulli?
They received the day cream that they want. As with we have the little center around it. It's a stocking stuffer. And I just want to remind everybody, the one gift nobody ever returns is the gift of younger looking skin. So today it's Cyber Monday, and we have our biggest sale, which I always forget about our sales. So we haven't talked about it at all. Just to make sure everybody knows, we have a lot of amazing gifts out there. And the green price is now the price with that discount. It's going to go until tomorrow. So don't, you still have 24 hours left to take advantage. There's no shipping, and it comes in, hold on, we're going to have to get out here. And this is something Elizabeth loves.
I love
she
this.
Hates wrapping.
I hate wrapping.
It comes in a gift box, and it's a Japanese folding box. So it has no Pour More logo on it, so you can re-gift, so we can use it because we are climate smart. And it also doesn't have any kind of glue in it. So Max could show you how they are folded. So if they ever gonna make it to the landfill, they are 100% disposable. They will break down in weeks, not in years, because no glue or anything else. But, keep them, pass them on, no logo, so you can, keep them alive as much as possible.
I know, it's so
And
good.
that's how, so you don't have to wrap anything with pour more.
It's so good. These are, did you guys see these gifts? So go back to, what's the big one? Remember the big one? Because that
The
price on that was like insane.
Big
The
one
one that had
is,
all the different products. Oh, was it the 13?
yes,
Right there.
13. Here
Look
we
at that.
go.
That's the 4-piece rotating system. The night cream, you get the body cream, the raindrops,
Get it
the
all.
facialist tool, and you get the bag that I love. And you can see that over there. And it's $97.50. Then you're totally set. It's a cute bag, Denise. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And Denise won't hold back. She'll tell you the truth. Really, really fun. You guys, so Ulli is going to be here. We'll be here. If you have other questions, if you want to see her hands, you have to see the hands. Like, you cannot leave without seeing her hands. She will show you. So for all of you who have been joining us on Facebook, this has been so much fun. It's so wonderful to see you all. Thank you for being part of it. And for everybody here, it's just great to see all of your faces. And hopefully you really learned something and had some fun tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Bye. And here's our last comment. So when are the days of cookies are starting?
12 Days of Cookies on Twin Cities Live starts Wednesday. It's truly the most wonderful time of year. And let me just say, there is a mint brownie situation that was made that I cannot stop thinking about, that you all are going to want. I can't remember which day I scheduled it to air, but it's so good. It starts on Wednesday, and we'll have all the recipes posted on TwinCitiesLive.com. I just shot the last one today. I've had a busy day, so it's really fun.
And everybody who is not in Minneapolis and want to see the 12 Days of Cookies,
Yep.
go to Twin Cities Live. And all the show is always streamed live. And I know you got already so many fans now from Texas and Seattle and Los Angeles. So tune in for the cookie shows.
Thank you, Ulli. Love you, Ulli.
Bye-bye.